So when you go back to the CSU Apply website, you're going to put in your username and your password and you're going to click sign in. It's going to take you to this page here where you're seeing the 4 quadrants. This is actually what we have been completing this entire time in the past video. All right, I'm going back to this box right here to complete the EOP portion. This is supporting information. So here is where you talked about programs and your work experience. This is EOP. So if you've been told that you're going to do EOP, this is where you do that. Okay, so when you get here, it's going to say, do you wish to apply to the Educational Opportunity Program? For you, the answer is yes. So previously attended CSU, this is not applicable because you haven't previously attended a CSU. So you're going to click not applicable. Family information. Where do you plan to live while attending college? If you have at least one college that's far away, you're going to put on-campus housing. How many brothers and sisters are currently attending a K through 12 school? So how many siblings do you have that are younger than you that are currently in kindergarten through 12th grade? So maybe I type 2. And then how many brothers and sisters are currently attending or attended college? So if I have any brothers or sisters that are currently in college, I will type how many there are. Maybe there's 1. Maybe there's 2. Maybe they've graduated already. I'll put that one has attended. But at this point, I'm the oldest, so I'll put 0. And then how many brothers and sisters received a bachelor's degree? I'm the oldest, so I'm going to put 0. But if I have a brother or sister that has already received a bachelor's degree, I'm going to put that answer here. So what languages are spoken in your home? I'm going to type in here English and Spanish. Okay, but obviously this might be something else. It could be Vietnamese, it could be Japanese, or just English. That's fine. You can just put English if that's the only language you speak at home. So during the past 10 years, have you or your family received any income from a public assistance program such as CalWORKS, CalFresh, Welfare, AFDC, TANF, Social Security, Disability, or any others? If you click yes, it's going to ask you if yes for how many years and the type. So maybe your dad or your mom is currently on disability and they have been for the past 3 years. And then you put disability, okay? And then have you or your family ever participated in any publicly funded programs such as subsidized housing, like Section 8, employment training programs, or school lunch programs? Well, I get free and reduced lunch, so I'm going to click yes, and I'm going to put free and reduced lunch. Okay. Do you or any other children in your family work primarily to contribute to household expenses? Well, you know what? Maybe right now I am. So here I'm going to write I have to work. And I'm going to say because, and then you write in your reason. Maybe your reason to work is you have to help your parents pay the rent or some bills because of COVID. Or maybe before COVID, you still had to work on the weekend. But write whatever the reason it is that you are working to help contribute to the household. Tell them why and be specific. Give all the details. Say, you know what? My mom's the only one working. My dad can't work, so I have to work to help. Or the other way around. Or say due to COVID, you know, one of my parents lost their job, or my only parent lost their job, and so I have to work. Or you can write, even before COVID, this is what I had to do and this is how I continue doing it. Whatever the case may be. So do you or any other children in your family have to work to contribute to the household expenses? If you or any of your siblings right now have to work to help pay bills, you're going to click yes. And then you're going to type in, I have to work because, and you're going to explain why. And you can say, even before COVID, I had to work because I have to help my parents. My parents is working, or one of my parents is on disability, or my only parent lost their job during COVID. So now I'm the main provider for the bills at home. You can write that. But when you're writing, be as detailed as possible. Say why you have to work, what you contribute to in the household as far as expenses, and how many hours you're working a week. That way they have a better idea as to where your time is going. So we're just going to submit everything together since it's all due at the same time anyway. So we're going to click Save and Continue, and it says Continue to Next section. So this is the parent and guardian information and financial section. So have you completed the questions on EOP page and are ready to continue with your EOP application? So on your brag sheets, you completed the answers to this EOP and go down to the section where you see these questions. Because once you start this process, you can't come back to edit. So it says here, selecting no after you have saved responses on this page will result in the loss of your saved responses. So you have to make sure that the responses on your brag sheet are ready to go. You're literally just going to copy and paste those answers on here. So go to your brag sheet, make sure the answers are sufficient enough to the information that you would like to provide, and then copy and paste those answers on here, because that will be the fastest way to do it since you cannot come back to this and fill it in later. So yes, parent guardian information. You'll write the name of parent number 1 here. So whether it's dad or mom, you'll write dad's name or mom's name here. What do they do? Well, maybe my dad at a grocery store. His occupation 10 years ago, he still worked at a grocery store. So I'm just gonna put grocery store clerk again. Information to report on a second parent. So if you have a second parent, you put yes. And if you don't, you put no. So I would put my mother's name here. And she is a secretary. And 10 years ago, she was still a secretary. If 10 years ago they were unemployed, you can put unemployed. If they're currently unemployed, you can put unemployed. If 10 years ago they had a different title, that's fine. Put whatever job they had 10 years ago. Financial status. So the following information is used to determine history of low income eligibility for EOP. If you were told you need to do EOP, it's because you qualify. EOP applicants must submit the FAFSA. If you haven't, please schedule an appointment with me so that we can help you do that. Or if applicable, the California DREAM Act. Applicants must submit financial assistance applications to be considered for EOP. Basically, if you don't do FAFSA, you get no financial aid for anything. Not for school, not for EOP, not for anything. So it's important to do it. Parental income information is required for all students, including those who are considered independent for financial purposes. Incomplete applications may not be considered. Total income equals adjusted gross income plus untaxed income. EOP may request other forms of documentation to verify self-reported income. So, parent guardian number 1, I already said that this is my dad. Their estimated income for 2021. So if we're estimating that my dad is going to have the same job, and considering he has for over 10 years, I'm going to put in what he's always gotten. In this case, let's pretend it's $15,000. Okay. And for 2020, maybe it's $16,000. And this year they're giving them an extra dollar because of COVID, right? So, but next year it's going to go back to its original. And for my mom, she's a secretary, and she gets about 15 as well. And she will continue to get 15. So total size of parent guardian's household, including applicant parents, dependent children, and dependents. I think I had 6 people originally, but it's the same. So my parents, so I have 2 parents, myself, and then I have 3 siblings besides me. So my parents have 4 children in total. That would be 6 people. Are you independent of parental support? For most of us, the answer is no. Our parents pay for our house. They pay for our food, they pay for our clothes, they pay for our electricity, our phones. The answer is no. But if we are independent of our parental support, meaning that we are looking out for ourselves, paying for our own food, clothes, rent, house, then you would, in that case, click 1. What is your and your spouse's total actual family income. If you're not married, this is just you, what you earn, okay? So if you work, you're writing down what you earn a month times 12. If you don't earn anything, the answer is 0. So what is you and your spouse's total family estimated income for the following year? You can just put the same as this year if you're unsure how you're even going to do that. And total size of your household, at this point, it's just going to be you. So you're going to put 1, and it's not likely you have any children, so just put 0. But again, if your parents pay for your rent, your clothes, the fact that you can shower, your food, and your phone, you're going to click no. Then you click save and continue. Continue to next section. So section 3, have you completed the questions on the EOP and are ready to complete? So we already talked about being able to open up your brag sheet and make sure that the answers to the questions on your EOP are complete on your brag sheet, because all you're going to do is copy and paste. You're going to click yes. So EOP biographical questions. So you're going to answer these questions. So it says, answers to the following questions will help us determine your motivation and preparation to undertake college work. Please answer as precisely and as honestly as possible. Use complete sentences and avoid responses such as yes or no. So what they want is details. Give them as much detail as possible. This is not the moment to be like, oh, we're doing okay financially. No, if you're not doing okay financially, tell them you're not doing okay financially, because the whole point of the program is they're going to be able to give you help financially with books, with counseling, with math, with English. So wherever it is that you're struggling, this is the time to be honest, okay? So here it says, briefly describe your family's economic background. Okay, so here, briefly describe your family's economic background, include information about your financial challenges. This is the section where you explain, I currently live with these many people in this type of household. Is it apartment? Is it a house? Is it a car? Where are you living? Okay. This is how many rooms we have. We have 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 5 rooms. I share a room with 1, 2, 3 people. And financially, my dad works, but my mom can't. Or maybe my mom works, but my dad can't. Or both my parents lost their job due to COVID, and I'm the only one working. Be as detailed as possible, okay? And as honest as possible. Here, why would you like to attend college? Discuss your career and personal goals. Are there any particular circumstances, school experiences, or persons that influence your preparation or motivation to attend college? Examples, cultural, financial background, family, teachers, schools you attended, please explain. So this is not just saying, yes, I want to go to college. This is basically you saying, the reason why I want to go to college is this. I don't want to work in a hard labor job. I actually want to help my family get out of poverty. I would like to be able to provide for my own family one day. I want a job that I really love and I'm passionate about. Whatever it is, be as detailed as possible. You get 2,500 words, okay, for each one of these questions. Briefly discuss your academic background. Did you utilize any additional support at your high school, such as tutoring? Do your grades in high school and/or college reflect your academic ability or potential? So here, you're basically explaining your grades. This is the only opportunity you'll get to do that in this entire application. So say, you know what, most of my grades are pretty good, but in 11th grade, I had a really hard time because this is something that happened to me. And apart from having to deal with my schoolwork, I was also dealing with this. Whatever it is, maybe it was in 10th grade, maybe it was in 9th grade, explain. And if you used any additional supports, you know what, my 10th grade English teacher helped me a lot. And even though they had office hours, they created more space for me. And this is why I needed more help. Whatever it is, write it in here, be as detailed as possible. List any volunteer extracurricular activities or work experience in which you are or have been involved in the past 2 years only. So did you have to work? Why did you have to work? How long did you have to work? You write that here. Volunteer, where did you volunteer? Why did you volunteer? Why was that important to you? And extracurriculars as well. Did you participate in leadership, in soccer? How long have you been participating? Why have you been participating? What does it help you with in your life? Did you do it for just college applications? Did you do it because it helps you with stress? Did you do it because it helps you feel good about yourself? Whatever it is, be as detailed as possible. Is there any additional information you would like EOP to consider in determining your admissions to the program? Maybe a lot of your hardships are just due to COVID and you know that COVID's going to be over at some point. Explain to them what it is that they need to know about why you need their services. Again, what they would be providing for you is additional funding, some money, perhaps some books, a mentor to help you, tutoring for English and math, and a place to be able to socialize with other people that also need additional help. So correction, for all of these, it's 2,500 characters. Say I typed in 6 letters, it took away from my overall total of 2,500. So it's 2,500 characters, okay? It will tell you how many words you have, but you only get 2,500 characters. And then after you've inputted all of your answers, you're gonna click Save and Continue. And then continue to next section. Here is where they're going to require you 2 recommendations. You've already asked your teachers, or at this point should have already asked your teachers for recommendations for EOP. So 1 recommendation must be from academic counselor or teacher, you're doing teacher, that can comment on your academic preparedness for university academic work. The second recommendation can be from an individual who can comment about your potential to succeed in college. Okay, you're doing 2 teachers in this case, but if you would like a community member that also works or an employer, that can also be a thing. So the way that you fill this out is you click on Create EOP Recommendation Request. You're going to write the name of the first teacher, making sure to spell their name correctly. Then you're going to write their email address on here. Also making sure to spell that correctly. So if you don't know, just go to your email, find an email from them, and copy and paste it on here. So the EOP recommendation deadline, it's already here printed. That's not right. Okay, so after you write your teacher's email address here, this is already going to be pre-filled, but that deadline is incorrect, so just ignore it, okay? And then a personal message. Here you're going to write something like, thank you, Ms. Roxanne, for taking the time to write my EOP recommendation. Here is the link. Let me know if you have any questions. That's it. So you're gonna type that in here, and then you're gonna waive access to this. You're gonna click yes. You're gonna give permission for both of these, and then you're gonna save this EOP recommendation request. Then you're gonna add the second one, and you're gonna do the same thing here. Okay, you're gonna add the teacher, their email address. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. whoever, McCurry, for writing my recommendation. I really appreciate you taking the time. Here is the link. Please let me know if you have any questions. You're gonna waive your right. You're gonna click these 2. And then you're gonna save. So at this point, you're gonna see this maximum of 2. That's great, that's what you needed to do. And now you've completed all of the sections and you're all done. So you can go back to my application just to make sure that all 4 sections are complete. And now you're gonna call either Ms. Roxanne or Ms. Doño to help you submit your application.